Michelle Caruana from Climbing Vines Cafe and Play and creator of Play Cafe Academy. And in today's video, I'm gonna let you guys behind the scenes a little bit, and I'm gonna share with you a really big change that we're making at both of our indoor playground locations. So as you guys know, we signed our lease in 2015 and we opened the first month of 2016. And since then, it's been 4 years now. We just had our 4-year anniversary. And we've kept all of our systems and processes and things like that around, our register, our birthday party bookings, our waiver systems. We've pretty much kept everything kind of status quo, and we haven't really changed or reevaluated at all. And something that's been on my mind is that all of these systems, while okay on their own, which I'll talk a little bit about later, while they integrate technically on paper, it was really kind of everything was duct taped together, I like to say, and we were wasting time, we're wasting money, and honestly, it was a huge bottleneck in our business. So something that I prioritized probably the second half of 2019 is finding a better solution, right? Because it's been 4 years since we opened. I thought, there has to be a better way. There has to be some sort of new system or new technology that we can utilize in order to remove this bottleneck and really take our business to the next level. And that is how I actually found Aluvii. So I'm gonna link to their page and all of their information in the description of the video. But basically, Aluvii was created by a person who actually owns family entertainment centers. I think it's actually water parks. But he basically sought out to create a system that is specifically meant for this type of business. So what I mean by that is the point of sale system is exactly what we need as a family entertainment business. It has a booking system integrated for birthday parties, rentals, everything you could ever imagine. It has a waiver system built into it. It has pretty much everything we need from all of those different systems that we were using, and we had 8 different systems that we were using together. It has memberships. It has literally everything we need to run our business in one system. And when I heard about this, I have to be honest, I thought it was a little bit too good to be true. So I talked to other indoor playground owners who also utilize the software. I did a bunch of different demos. I asked them so many different questions. I actually had them walk through our current process because I wanted to understand not only how it would affect us in terms of our monthly costs, but I also wanted to know how the transition was going to be, and I wanted to know if we were actually going to save time and money and stress by moving to this system. And I have to say, I have been continually blown away. So I put them through like a 6-month rigorous process where, again, I really sought all of the different information that I could. I did demos, I did walkthroughs, I sat with other indoor playground owners that used Aluvii, and I am so happy to say that we are finally making the switch. And I want to tell you guys why, because in the past I've shared some of the other tools that I like Occasion we use for event booking. And again, while Occasion is great on its own, it's really only an event booking software. So we were kind of trying to make it work for gift cards, we were trying to make it work for camps, we were trying to make it work for memberships, and it's just not what it was built for. Occasion is not specifically made for indoor playgrounds or play cafes. They're able to fit a bunch of different business models, and because of that, it wasn't exactly what we needed. And again, we needed all of these different systems together in order to find the exact solution that we needed. So again, this is not to say that those tools are not great on their own, but for this business model, they were not alone what we needed. So I'm gonna go ahead really quickly, and actually I'm gonna dive in a second. I'm gonna actually show you guys what we were paying for each of these monthly systems. But in this video, again, I'm gonna share the 6 reasons why we're switching to Aluvii, and we're actually in the middle of our transition process right now, and it's going really, really well, and I am so excited about this transition. I can't even tell you guys. So again, all of their information is linked below this video if you have any questions, and if you want a really, really good deal on Aluvii, just mention my name or Play Cafe Academy, and they will definitely hook you guys up. All right, so the first reason that we're switching to Aluvii, I'm gonna go through 6 reasons, is the most obvious one, to save money. So I'm looking at our 8 different systems here, and I'm gonna put it on the video, but I wanna let you guys know all of the different systems we were using and what we were paying for them. So the first one is our point of sale system, so our register where we check customers in, and they had a $2,000 setup fee, and that does not include hardware. So it doesn't include the iPads, it doesn't include the receipt printer, it doesn't include the stand, it doesn't include any of that, the cash drawer, none of that. So it's $79 a month. We used ShopKeep. It was about a $2,000 setup. Now for our membership and gift card system, we utilize AppCard, and they're $89 a month. Again, a fine tool, just not really meant for indoor playgrounds. They had nowhere near the amount of features that we wanted or needed, which I'll elaborate on. And they also had a $1,000 setup fee, and this also does not include any of the hardware we needed to use these actual cards, and it doesn't include the cards themselves, so like our little membership cards. We also had a waiver management system, which was Smart Waiver. Again, just fine, but it was only waivers, and that is about $20 a month depending on how many waivers we used. We have MailChimp, our CRM, things like that. We still have our email software, but we don't use the CRM, the customer relationship management software anymore, so we were able to take that fee off, which was about $49 a month. Event booking software, which was Occasion, that was $59 a month. We were grandfathered into the old pricing, but they actually changed their pricing, and now they charge per transaction, and it's a little bit wonky. So I don't really know what their pricing is now, but all I know is that I'm not going to be dealing with that. Accounting software, we utilized QuickBooks, so that was $29 a month. We used DocuSign for electronic document signing, which was $29 a month. And then we also were able, with the adoption of Aluvii, because all of the transactions are going to be going through one place, they're not going to be going through our website anymore, we were actually able to downgrade our Squarespace plan to $18 a month, which is a huge, so we're able to save $18 a month because we're not running the transactions through Squarespace. And again, I'll talk more about that, but that comes out to $372 a month plus $3,000 in setup fees. Now, I won't get into the pricing of Aluvii in this video, but if you have any questions, just feel free to click the link in below this video or email me with any questions. I'd be happy to walk you through the regular pricing and then also the pricing that people get that mention me or Play Cafe Academy. So again, we are going to be saving so much money, not only on the monthly aggregate price of all of these systems, but we are going to save so much money on the time that it takes all of our employees and our entire team to get up to speed on all of these systems. As an indoor playground, we pay pretty close to minimum wage, a little bit above, and so we get a lot of turnover. You know, we get a lot of high school kids, we get a lot of college kids, and there's a little bit of turnover, and we're constantly having to train new employees, whether it's for our busy season or because someone graduated or something like that, and getting them up to speed on these 8 different systems is a total nightmare, and so much so that I actually don't even bother training them on a lot of the different systems because it just takes too much time, and you know, one of those I'm better off doing it myself type of things. So not only am I not training them on the tools that we need to run our business, but I'm keeping that on my plate as a business owner, which is really not an efficient way to run your business. So again, when I talk about removing the bottleneck, it's not just that we're saving all this money monthly, we're also going to be saving a ton of time. So that brings me on to the second reason that we're switching to Aluvii, and spoiler alert, it's to save time. So again, we're going to be saving so much time on training employees because we're only going to have them get up to speed on one system. And I have to say, I am so impressed by Aluvii's training systems. They actually have a ton of videos online that we're able to just point employees to and say, hey, if you need to know how to book a birthday party, go watch this video. If you need to learn how to add a membership, go to this video. They have an incredible resource of online training videos, which is kind of my love language. And it's gonna just save so much time, not only because it's just one system, but because they really empower us as business owners to walk employees through the process without having to do a lot of it ourselves. So I love that. Another way we're gonna save time is through reporting. So previously, when we wanted to say, look at our monthly sales or something like that, we would have to look at Occasion, which is our event booking software. We have to look at ShopKeep, which is our in-store sales, and we have to look at Squarespace. And these 3 different systems, you know, sometimes people buy gift cards in store, sometimes they buy them online. You know, we were taking deposits on Occasion for parties, but then running the balances through ShopKeep. It was so confusing, and it was very, very hard to understand how our business was doing at any given point because of these 3 different systems. So when it comes time to know our numbers in this business, which is so, so important, not only are we going to be able to save a ton of time by just utilizing one system and having one kind of dashboard reporting, we're actually going to be able to make better decisions because we are able to get all of the information in one place. And I'm also able to allow access to this information to our supervisor. Previously, it was just too hard to give her access to all of these different systems. And again, we also used AppCard for memberships, so we didn't know how many active memberships we had at a given time. Again, we couldn't just say, hey, what did we make in birthday parties this past year? We had to do all sorts of formulas and math, and it was just really confusing. So again, it's gonna save us so much time, and I am really looking forward to tax season next year. I've never said that in my life, but I'm actually really looking forward to it because up until now, it has been a nightmare, and it's probably taken me 20 hours to get all of our tax reporting, every single tax season, and I'm really looking forward to not having to do that this year. Another way that we're really going to save time with Aluvii is previously how we had everything set up, again, because these systems are not really meant for indoor playground membership type models, is we were never able to really technically sell memberships in person or online because that required setting up recurring payments, which none of our systems really were set up for. So what I would have them do is I would have them purchase a 1-month membership online, and then I would actually have to have them fill out a credit card authorization form, and I would have to manually key in all of this information into our credit card processor we had previously, which was Stripe. So every single time we sold a membership, I would have to go through this process. And Stripe is one of those things, it's very sensitive information. It's literally the keys to the kingdom. So I didn't really want to give our, high school employees access to all of this banking information. So again, I would have to, at the end of every single week, I'd have to go through and manually input all of these memberships. And because I was doing this process manually, because there was really no way to do it any way else, it was very hard for people to cancel their memberships, and it was very hard for us to figure out who was current on payments. It was just honestly a nightmare. And I have to say, the membership portal for Aluvii is something that has continued to impress me. And one of the other things, not only does it make it not manual, it's all done right in one system. I don't have to set up those recurring payments manually. But something else that I love that's really going to help us grow our business is that they actually have a photo ID right inside of the system. So when somebody checks in with their membership, first of all, they don't need a physical card, which nobody ever wants to carry a physical card these days anyways. They can just use their name or phone number. The employee at the front desk can automatically see, again, all in one system, if they have a waiver signed, if their payments are current, and they actually get a photo ID of that customer. Today, with AppCard, there is absolutely no way to do any of that, and it is so frustrating. So we're constantly missing waivers, which is a huge liability as a business owner. And we're also constantly getting people sharing memberships. So we tried checking driver's licenses and things like that, but it was just such a pain. And there's really no way for us to tell if people are sharing memberships. And I would definitely start to notice. I mean, I'm there a lot. Our supervisor was there a lot. We were noticing these people that were coming in using the exact same cards, but there was very little that we could do about it to actually enforce it. So I'm really looking forward to that particular feature in Aluvii. So again, we're gonna save money and we're gonna save time. The next thing I really wanted to talk about is we're gonna grow our business with these advanced features that are gonna be adapted into our business through Aluvii. So I mentioned the membership one because if you guys watched my video, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I talked about the 4 most important indoor playground business trends in 2020 and beyond. And one of those I mentioned is membership. So we're going to really put memberships as a huge focus in our business. And we're not able to do that with our current system at all. It is a complete bottleneck. So I'm really looking forward to growing our membership sales with Aluvii. And another feature that is coming this month that I'm so excited about is Aluvii is actually going to allow people to RSVP electronically through Aluvii. So when somebody books a birthday party at our facility, they're able to actually send out branded invitations to that party with the date, time, and all the information that the guest needs. A link to the waiver. It is going to make our customer experience, which I'll get into in a second, so much better, and it's really going to allow us to serve our birthday party clients and their guests at the highest level. And then people are then able to RSVP for the party through Aluvii, through that same flawless system, so hosts aren't chasing people around. We know exactly who's invited and if they've signed a waiver or not. And we're just able to, again, make this process so much more seamless. Another thing that I love about Aluvii and how we're going to grow our business is that now that we have multiple locations with different party rooms, and it makes our booking process a lot more difficult. And I have to say, Occasion is a great event booking software, but it does not allow for multiple rooms. It's not smart enough to understand that conditional logic. So for example, if somebody wants to book party room A, Occasion doesn't necessarily know to book party room A, but leave party room B open at that same time, but block off any full space rentals. It doesn't really know how to do that because, again, it's not built for indoor playgrounds with multiple party rooms. So this is a feature that I'm really looking forward to utilizing in Aluvii. It's going to make the integration between our locations so much easier. And again, it's going to make the booking process for our birthday customers, which you guys know is the main priority, so much easier. So that is how we're going to grow our business with these advanced features. There are so many more features, and it would be a 2-hour video if I was going to go through all of the different Aluvii features that I'm most excited about. And by the way, this video is not sponsored by Aluvii, but I do get a commission when people sign up and mention me to Aluvii, but this is not sponsored by any means. They're not paying me to make this video. I'm just genuinely so excited about this software and making the switch in my own business. All right, so the fourth reason that we're switching to Aluvii, which I alluded to a little bit, is a better customer experience. So putting aside the booking and not having to chase down RSVPs and all of that stuff, just putting all of that aside, when I was looking through our most common complaints of 2019, the thing that came up again and again and again was that when somebody came up to our front desk, a lot of times their membership data was inaccurate, or they didn't have the right number of passes on the card, or there was some sort of confusion, their phone number wasn't found, something like that. And that's again because some people purchase through Squarespace, some people purchase through ShopKeep, and some people purchase through Occasion. And unfortunately, it would be impossible for us to let every single employee have access to all of these systems. Some of them need iPads, some of them need laptops, and it would just be such a disaster. So when somebody has a complaint like this, we're not able to solve that issue for them at the front desk. And not only is that frustrating for the customer, it's frustrating for the employee, and it's frustrating for me because that person then needs to call me, or the person at the front desk needs to call me, and I need to, stop whatever I'm doing. I need to get out my laptop and I need to look this up, and I have to look in all 3 different systems. I have to look up receipts. It is honestly the biggest nightmare, and it was our biggest complaint of 2019, and honestly probably 2017 and 2018 as well. So people were getting really frustrated that they felt like they were getting ripped off because they'd buy 20 visits, and then for some reason, some sort of glitch happened between the systems, or there was some human error. I mean, the biggest thing about having all of these different systems is there is so much room for human error. So people were feeling like we were trying to not give them the visits that they purchased, and they just felt like it was deceptive and not a good business practice, and that is not a good look for us. And I know that we are not deceptive. We're not intending to be deceptive, but it is not a good system, and it was not, again, serving our customers at a high level. So we are going to really address that this year, and we're going to make sure that when people come in, we're able to solve all of the problems that they need to at the front desk, and it's going to be a much more seamless check-in experience. We're not going to need to have all the guests sign the waiver when they arrive at the party. It's just going to be a much better customer experience all around. I'm just looking at my notes really quick. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. But yeah, I love the fact that Aluvii really empowers our employees to help address all of the customers' concerns right at the front desk. And this goes right into number 5. So we're also switching to Aluvii for a better employee experience. I mentioned training and how frustrating it was for employees to need to know all of these different systems, but it was also very frustrating to them when they couldn't solve a problem because, they're on the front lines. They're the ones that have to look an angry customer in the eye and say, you know what, I can't help you. I have to call my boss, or you have to email this address, or you know what, I'm not able to pull up your information on this device. We have to go look at a laptop. That was really frustrating to them. And when I spoke to my employees and when we did monthly reviews and things like that, this was something that came up again and again and again. They really felt helpless at the front desk, and that's not something that I want my employees to feel. Again, I want them to feel empowered, I want them to feel like problem solvers, and I want them to enjoy their job. And it was just, again, such a nightmare, not only having to know all of these different systems, because some of these kids are in college, they've got a lot on their plate, maybe they only work 1 or 2 days a week. They do not need to know all of these different systems and how they work together. It's just not a good employee experience. So I'm really looking forward to showing our team Aluvii, and I've already introduced Aluvii. I've shown everything to our supervisor and a couple of our team members, and they've gone through the training, and just watching the looks on their faces when they realize, like, oh my gosh, it also does our waivers, it does our event booking. I'm gonna be able to look up birthday party information right from the same register. I'm gonna be able to pull up membership information. I'm gonna be able to actually sell memberships. Oh my gosh, there's a photo ID. Like, watching them react to this software, it was almost like they made it themselves. Like, it's almost as if I took all of their complaints and all of their concerns and everything and just said, here's the solution. Like, it was absolutely amazing. It was kind of like Aluvii was reading our minds and created this tool just for us. And that's, again, something that I keep reiterating throughout this video, is it was made for indoor playgrounds. No other system. There's a couple out there that I've used before that I've done demos I didn't really love, but Aluvii is made for indoor playgrounds and similar types of businesses, and they really, really understand exactly what our needs are, and they've given us, again, this all-in-one tool. So it's gonna be a better employee experience. And then the last reason that we're switching to Aluvii is probably the most important. So we're switching for a better customer service experience. So I talked about the lost money and the lost time and all of the room for human error with all of these different systems. But something that I didn't mention is that when one of these systems breaks down, it is a nightmare to get something fixed. So for example, with Occasion, we were having this issue with like people being able to double book birthday parties, and it was an absolute nightmare. And because we were using these different systems, when I called them and when I called these other systems, everybody like pointed the finger at each other and they said, oh, well, did you make sure you hit this button so that shopkeep knew and that, and everybody was saying that it was other people. And not only were we never able to get the issue resolved, and I had some very unhappy customers on my hands, but it just took so long to call all of these different numbers. You know, some of them are in different time zones. Some of them have support teams in India. You know, I have to know our login information for each. I have to, you know, have all of these different conversations going. And it's just really easy for all of these other people to blame each other. Whereas Aluvii, again, not only do they have an amazing US-based customer support team, but they really listen and they really take accountability. So if there's an issue or if there's something wrong, they know, first of all, they take responsibility because they're our only system, and they dive right in and make sure that they get us a solution as fast as possible. And to me as a business owner, having that peace of mind, not only does it help me sleep better at night, but it helps me feel better about leaving my supervisor and my team there without me. Because again, I know that if there's an issue, there's one number they call, they know exactly what to do. There is no, there's no decision tree. So if Occasion says it's not them, then you call the card processor. And if it's not them, then you have to talk to shopkeep. And if it's not them, you have to call this person. There's no that sort of process. There's no phone tag. It's one company that we call, and I know that Aluvii is going to take care of my team and they're going to take care of my customers. And that is the best peace of mind as a business owner. And something that I also want to mention is not only are they great when we have an issue, but if I have a suggestion or if I have a feature request, they take it not only very seriously, but they actually give me a plan of action for when they're going to get it implemented. So because I have multiple locations and because I'm continually referring new people to Aluvii, again, because I love it so much, and I'm loving using it so much, I actually am able to talk to all of these different people that I refer, and I'm able to get their feedback, and I'm able to get a lot of feedback from the people inside Play Cafe Academy and Playmaker Society. And I actually have very frequent calls with them, and I say, hey, you know, this is what we need. We need to add birthday party tips, a tip line for the birthday party booking. We need to add this, and they take it so seriously, and they are so willing to listen and put a plan of action into place to get these features implemented. For example, the RSVP feature, they didn't really realize how much it was going to be a game changer for our business until I told them. when they said that it was going to be like 6 months until they were able to implement it, I said, you know what, this is really, really important to me, and I will, this was when I was still in the decision phase. I basically said, if you can show me a plan to implement this a little bit sooner, or if you can give me a better timeline, I will sign today. And they weren't just trying to get the sale, they were really intrigued about why it was going to grow my business, why it was so important, and they actually bumped it up to the next month. So again, they're very willing to listen, they're very eager to improve, and they actually release an update every single month, which just rolls out new features, bug fixes. They are so innovative, and they're so technologically advanced. Again, way leaps and bounds beyond any other software that I've ever used in my life. And again, it's very, very tailored specifically to indoor playgrounds. So if you have a request or if you have a feature, they will definitely listen, and they will definitely let you know exactly when they're going to put it into place. So I can't tell you how much I value that. I have been begging some of these other companies for feature requests for years. Like literally just having a photo ID available for our memberships for AppCard. I thought it was pretty simple. Apparently not. I've been requesting it over and over again for 4 years, and unfortunately it never came. And not only did it never come, but I just got this very templated email response that said, we value your feedback, we'll let you know. And guess what? They never let me know. So here we are, switching to a different system. And again, I'm so happy with our decision. So those are the 6 different reasons that we're switching to Aluvii. And if you guys have any questions, again, you can contact Aluvii directly. Just make sure you mention me with the link below. You're only going to be able to get that very special pricing if you use the link below and mention me. And if you have any questions, if you want a behind the scenes peek or a walkthrough of how we're using it in our business, I'd be happy to do that. So I'm also going to put my email address below this video. I am so excited for you guys to dive into this software. And again, hopefully if you're a prospective owner or you're just getting started, you're going to be able to use this right away, and you're not going to have to go through a transition, or you're not going to have to go through the growing pains that we did. So I really hope this video helps not only you switch to Aluvii, because that's not really the intention of the video. I'm hoping that I can save you a lot of the struggle and the money and the trials and the frustration that we went through. So again, if you guys have any questions, comment or email me. I am so excited to share this video with you, and I hope you guys are excited too. Have a great day.